All right, let's dive into the story of one of daytime TV's most unforgettable characters, Kimberly Brady from Days of Our Lives. We're talking about a story that has everything: epic romance, shocking secrets, and even a showdown with a serial killer. It's a wild ride, so let's get right to it.
You know, back in the 80s soap opera world, calling a duo a supercouple was the absolute highest praise. But for Kimberly Brady and Shane Donovan, honestly, that might have been an understatement. The chemistry these two had just lit up the screen and kept millions of people tuned in every single day.
But before we can really get into the whole supercouple phenomenon, we have to talk about the woman at the very center of it all. I'm talking about Kimberly Brady, a character brought to life so perfectly by the one and only Patsy Pease. See, Kimberly wasn't just some random character dropped into town. Oh no. She was a Brady, the daughter of Sean and Caroline Brady, who were basically the heart and soul of Salem. They ran the local pub, the fish market. They were everyone's family. And that made Kimberly Salem royalty in a way.
Now, the Bradys, they seemed like that perfect, salt-of-the-earth family. But this is a soap opera, right? So you just know that behind that picture-perfect exterior, there were some really painful secrets hiding in the shadows.
And this is where Kimberly's story just becomes so important. It wasn't just about who she was going to fall in love with. Her journey became this incredibly powerful exploration of what it means to survive trauma. And for television at that time, that was absolutely groundbreaking.
The show really went there. It didn't sugarcoat the awful truth of her past, revealing that this horrific abuse caused Kimberly to develop multiple personality disorder. The way they handled this complex issue with such care, well, it made her a true symbol of resilience for so many people watching at home.
So, it's into this incredibly complicated and fragile life that this mysterious man shows up. His name? Shane Donovan. He's a secret agent for the ISA. And his arrival in Salem wasn't just going to change Kimberly's life, it was going to kick off one of the most legendary romances in daytime history.
I mean, just look at this. It's the classic opposites attract setup, but taken to the extreme. You've got the worldly, secretive spy on a dangerous mission, and then you have Salem's compassionate sweetheart who's fighting her own internal battles. The sparks between them, you could feel them through the screen. It was just undeniable.
And their journey together was, well, a total roller coaster. From the moment Shane showed up in '84, their love story was wrapped up in danger and secrets. They were constantly being tested, especially with the huge paternity crisis in '86 that almost ended them for good. But, spoiler alert, it all led to a reunion we had all been waiting for.
Of course, you can't have an epic soap opera romance without an epic villain, right? And for Shane and Kim, that villain was the one, the only, Victor Kiriakis. This guy was powerful, he was manipulative, and he would absolutely stop at nothing to get whatever or whoever he wanted.
And Victor's scheming wasn't just about some business deal. Oh no. His obsession with Kimberly and his rivalry with Shane led directly to one of the most gut-wrenching storylines Kimberly ever had to endure, the birth of her son. Through all that chaos and drama, something beautiful happened. Kimberly and Shane had a son, Andrew Donovan. He was supposed to be the happy ending, the living proof of their incredible love story. But come on, this is Salem we're talking about. It's never that simple. Kimberly had to make an impossible choice to save Shane, and that one decision created a massive question mark that hung over them for years. Was Shane really Andrew's father?
And this just lays out the absolute mess they had to navigate. It all started with Kimberly's incredible sacrifice. That led them to believe for years that Andrew was Victor's son. Then the poor kid gets kidnapped. It took so long, but finally, the truth came out. Shane was the father all along, and they finally got to be the family they were always meant to be.
So, as if all that romantic drama wasn't enough, Kimberly's strength was tested in a completely different way. Her life was literally on the line, thanks to a killer who was terrorizing the entire town of Salem. The killer's name was Harper Devereaux, and the terrifying part? By day, he was a respected state senator, but by night, he was the Riverfront Knifer, a predator who was stalking and attacking women all across town.
Devereaux's reign of terror was absolutely horrifying. He murdered 2 women, Janice Barnes and Grace Forrester. He attacked others, including Shane's own daughter, Eve, and Kimberly's sister, Kayla. But when the knifer came for Kimberly Brady, he picked the wrong woman. She fought back, and she survived, proving once and for all that she was the ultimate fighter.
So what does this all add up to? When you look at everything she went through, the childhood trauma, the supercouple drama, the paternity mess, and literally facing down a serial killer, Kimberly Brady never ever broke. She became a true icon of strength for millions of us watching.
And, in a moment that just felt so right, she and Shane finally found their way back to each other for good. In 2010, they got back together and got the happy ending that fans had been hoping and praying for decades.
I mean, her legacy is just undeniable, isn't it? She's a survivor who bravely tackled a really difficult subject. She was a fiercely devoted mom who would do anything for her son. And of course, she was one half of a supercouple that helped define an entire era of television.
Kimberly's story really makes you wonder, what is it that makes a character stick with us for so long? Is it just the crazy drama, the epic love story? Or is it something deeper, about seeing someone face down the absolute worst and not just survive, but come out stronger on the other side? It's pretty amazing when you think about it.
Hey, if you had fun taking this trip back to Salem, do me a favor and give this a like and subscribe for more explainers just like this one. And I really want to know, head down to the comments and tell us what your all-time favorite Kimberly Brady moment is. Thanks so much for watching.